Hi, I'm Hazel, and this is a guide to the Uu'nat raid boss in the Crucible of Storms on Normal and Heroic difficulty. This fight features some fun decision making where you'll be weighing great power versus accidentally wiping your raid. There's some responsibility for you. Right away, there are 3 Relics of Power in the boss arena that can be picked up right as it starts. If you've been paying attention, you might notice Glowy Rock, Fork, and the Crown thing from the Cabal fight. A relic can be picked up by one person at a time, and it must be a player in the correct role. They'll get an extra action button, which should be used carefully. Each effect has an upside and a downside, so maybe don't assign someone to a relic if they're known to be trigger happy. After using a relic, the holder will drop it where they stand, so don't do that in a corner, and they'll be unable to pick it up again for 2 minutes. It'll need to sit on the floor and charge a bit before the next person can grab it. You will want to assign a few people to rotate through relic duty. The Void Stone is the healer relic, and it'll take 1 minute to recharge after use. Popping it applies Umbral Shell, which is a big old healing absorb to the casting healer. It'll also apply Embrace of the Void to everyone, making the adds and boss, but also the raid, immune to healing. That lasts until the Umbral Shell is broken, so if you need to take it off in a hurry, go stand in Void Goop. The Tempest Caller is the DPS relic, and this one's got a 30-second recharge. Using it triggers Storm of Annihilation, which is pulsing damage to the raid and also the adds over 15 seconds. It also causes the raid and the adds to do half damage for that time. That comes with Annihilate, so if any raid member or add is below 25% health during that, they will die. Using this too much is going to slow down your damage as well as potentially kill raiders, but it is the preferred and sometimes only way to kill many of the adds in this fight. Third, we have the tank relic, the Trident of the Deep Ocean. This one's on a 2-minute recharge. Using that creates the big custody of the deep bubble, absorbing 75% of the damage that we take inside it. When it expires, it will AoE us for any health that was left on the shield. If you're going to use the bubble, make sure that you use all of it. So those are the relics, let's look at the boss. Uu'nat has an energy bar that will fill over time. At 100, he'll do a big bad Gift of N'Zoth spell that's specific to the phase. In phase 1, we'll see Gift of N'Zoth Obscurity. That forms a damage zone ring around the room, and it gets smaller each time it's cast. Stay out of that unless you're trying to take damage, which you might be. He will occasionally cast Touch of the End at his tank, which is a frontal cone attack. Face him away from the group, tanks stand at least 10 yards apart from each other, and tank swap after the cone goes out. The tank that just ate it will get fixated by Undying Guardians, who need to be tanked away from the boss due to their sightless bond, thus the positioning and swap. Those Guardians have a Shroud of Whispers, which means they do more damage at high health and also means the only way to kill them is the Storm Relic. If you bring them all the way down to 1 HP, they'll start a ramping heal back to full with unnatural regeneration, so just cleave them down below 25% and then lay off until the relic takes them out. Oblivion Tears are purple pools that will spawn beneath players. They hurt, knock back, and heal the boss if you touch them, so don't do that. Stand near the edge of the ring to keep the middle clear and watch your step. If the floor is really bad, the Void Stone healer can pop the relic and then run over the pools to clear them up. They've got an absorb, the boss is healing immune, so that's all fine as long as nobody else needs healing. Phase transitions are a good time for that. Maddening Eyes of N'Zoth is a ground AoE that, on PTR, looked like easy to miss purple goo. If you're hit by that, you become hostile to your allies but not mind controlled, so just stay out of the way, keep damaging the boss, don't cleave too much, and wait for it to be over. The Piercing Gaze of N'Zoth is the big mechanic that's going to wipe a few groups early. You get these 2 big beams wiping over the area at a right angle to each other. Crossing one leaves a dot on you, and if you cross the second right away, the dot will stack and its duration will refresh. Not good. Run through the first beam, let your dot fall off, and then run through the second. If you don't know how to do it, just follow someone else who hopefully does. All that carries on until 70% when we enter phase 2. We're going to keep the tank cone, purple pools, and tank adds. There are no more beams, no hostile to allies goo, and the obscurity rings are gone. Instead, at full energy, Uu'nat will cast Gift of N'Zoth Hysteria. That heals all adds and gives them a huge haste and speed buff. When his energy starts getting high, you'll want to either use the Storm Relic to kill off adds if you can, or maybe use the Void Relic to prevent the heal. And don't worry, there's more adds. This phase introduces Primordial Mindbenders who cast Consume Essence. Kick that, otherwise they'll do raid damage and heal to full. When you kill them, they'll make a bunch of swarming void spawn, and when you kill those, they do raid damage, so if you're cleaning those up, stagger your kills. The Storm Relic is good for either phase of these. If you take out the Mindbenders with it, they won't make void spawn, and if you take out the void spawns, they won't explode. Obviously, you don't want to get overwhelmed by adds, especially if they're getting Hysteria buffed, but if you overuse the Storm Relic, you'll have a hard time doing damage around that 50% reduction. You must find balance. The other new thing in this phase is Unknowable Terror, which is a huge ground AoE. 80 yards, that's at least half the room. If you get caught, you'll be feared for 6 seconds, so do your best to get out. Do all that until 40% and you'll be into phase 3. You'll still have the tank cone, purple pools, and undying guardians. There's no more mindbenders or unknowable terror. For the 100 energy big boy spell, we trade Hysteria for Gift of Inzoth Lunacy. That does a pretty good whack of raid damage and makes everyone hostile to allies for 4 seconds. Try to be topped up going into that since nobody's getting healed, otherwise just keep calm, chill on the cleaving, and try not to kill your friends. The other mechanic of phase 3 is Insatiable Torment. That targets a player, makes them immune to regular healing, and puts a big bad dot on them. Every 2 seconds, they'll siphon health from any ally in 5 yards. If the torment target is getting low, they'll want to stack on healthy people to feed on them and stay alive. That's pretty cool, and also the creepiest mechanic they've come up with since Uldyr's intentional spreading of bloodborne pathogens. On normal, that's it. On Heroic, we get Void Crash happening in phase 1, which is the same Void Crash we saw in Restless Cabal. Dodge it when it is big and medium, and have one player soak each one when small to remove them. Also, don't mix that up with the Oblivion Tears. If you're playing on a toaster and can't see the difference, maybe let someone else do this. Heroic also has the Piercing Gaze of Inzoth come back in phase 3, so have fun dealing with the beams on top of everything else. And on Heroic and higher, Hysteria heals for 75% up from 50%, so you just extra want to have the phase 2 adds dead or healing immune before that happens. And that is Uu'nat in the Crucible of Storms. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you out, please consider leaving me a like, check out my channel for more raid guides and other WoW stuff, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.